Yeah, hi team. Good morning. Hope everyone doing great. So let's start the training. So whoever joins, let them join the questions. So today also we are going to concentrate on the custom formulas so that we'll understand that how the things works in the custom formula. So if time permits, we'll go with validation first. So just to hope everyone able to follow, right? So if you are facing some issues or if you're not able to understand, let me know. So yesterday basically started with one of the basic formula. So basically we created some formulas in basic opportunity object. So basically the simple zone, region zone, then some calculation, commission, so related part. So today also we are going to learn some more formulas just to understand in the deep how the formula is being working. So one system, then we go to validation rules. So once that is done, mostly we'll go back to our customer management system. Oh, sorry, college management system. So basically, there's a simple app account management formula. So we have account media service formula. So a lot of formula. It's not that you should remember this. So just we just understanding the format so that in the future how we can use it. So not no formula can be remembered. So basically, once you practice, only you'll understand how the formula is being worked based on the condition. So we have one basically if you see right the account rating. So this is the account rating. For that formula is basically right. So there's an annual, there will be a condition. So basically annual review. So it's above 1 lakh. So then contains. So there was switch cases. So basically billing address and type and assign of a hot, warm and cold. So based on this area, right? So to show that it is hot, warm or cold. So three things we have. So one is annual review. So one was billing country, and one more is type. So this we type data types. So now if I move back to the org, right? Don't be confused like, okay, why are you using this? So let's understand the concept first. So later, basically, I have one demo on the overall standard objects and fields. So basically, just to understand how the standard related part is been created and the how it is been useful for your basically overall apps creations. So right now, basically very simple. So basically, we are having an annual review to calculate the account rating. So let's go to back to the account. So I'm just showing the things, how the things looks like, so that we'll understand the real time scenarios. So fields and relationship. So first of all, let's see any formula field is there here. Best thing is just click on this. So it will be arranged in order. So URL test is there, pick list value is there, number is there, lookup is there. We don't have any formula here. So basically, first I said basically the annual review. So in the account object. So let's say it's for annual. Yeah. So we have the so basically that type is currency. So annual review, just see the data type. So that is currency. So we are going to calculate the annual rate account rating. So based on the currency. So the annual review is basically it's like more than 10 lakhs. So then first and condition. So and is something that so basically we may have one more condition. So and is the so this will end it which contains the case, so it will end it here. It's in this overall condition. So whenever this condition is there, so or this basically if this and is there, so it will come to this condition. So basically, if the picklist type is magma type, then hot. If or condition, so this overall will end here. So then one more if condition is there with or condition. So if it is type is this, or if type is this, so or condition. So this two condition will be the same format. Then it will be warm or cold. Or if by default it will be cold. So nothing matters if this fails, right? So it will come to the cold. What we'll do is create one field. So let's see annual rating. So let's put as account rating so that you'll understand how the things is being worked. This is just to understand the concept. Okay, don't go like confused like why you are using this. You just understand the scenario, understand the concept. Later we'll work on the real time thing, so it will be clear for you. So it's not important that this particular formula will be used. So annual rating is there. So we need to have the return type will be as a test file because it will return the value for us. So it will be a test for us. So this formula is all we have discussed yesterday. It's all we have shown yesterday. So the things. So let's copy this. So I don't want to take it from the new model. So first of all, I'll use as a test. Click on next and just I'm going to paste it because already these things types are there. So just I'll check the condition. So if anything is failing, it will show. So we see the condition, right? And condition. So inside and two conditions are there. So basically, if the annual review is greater than 1 lakh and there's a case here. So we say a switch case. So basically, it checks with the billing area. So this all billing area it contains, right? Then it will be US. So this if this is basically true, right? So then only it will come to this and condition. False, then only it will come to this if condition. So within this if and or condition, so this may be true or false, no issues. So basically, if it is hot, all the types. So basically, type is this one, then it will be hot. If the type is this basically this type, then it will check one more type basically within the or condition. So this both the conditions are passing, then warm or else it will be cold. So by default, it will be cold. So once the system, so if you have one any description, we can have any description. I'll just add as some description. Two scenarios. So basically, two scenarios also should work fine. So based on the formula. So this is how we use if condition contains. So basically, whenever it is containing this particular thing, then only the quick list value go and it will run it. So let's see the formula is working fine or not. So go to the account. First of all, let's see. Yeah. So account rating is coming as good. So let's see what is the condition. So first of all, the annual account annual. So it is more than 1 lakh. So the condition is true for that. And it will check the basically the so next is basically the type billing address. Sorry. So next is basically billing country. So we need to check the billing country. Yeah, billing address is there. So, this yeah. So billing address we have the country. So country is USA. So that is also fine for us. So next condition is basically the type. So we need to check the basically type is manufacturer or what type they are using it. So let's for the type. So it is customer direct. So yeah, but this condition actually fails. So it's not a customer direct, but still it is big code because nothing is been added, so it will be code. So let's add the type of match manufactured partner. Let's see this condition will work or it will fail. Let's change to. We don't have a manufacturer partner here. So let's see any other type is there. channel partner. Let me have channel partner. Yes, because yeah. When that will come code because it is coming to this condition. So or condition. Because of that, it is coming as cold. Let's see. Yeah, now this is the right change to one. So right now we changed to one because of this condition. So basically the type is installation partner. So it will come as form. So this is how the formula works. So this is very simple formula. So don't be confused. Basically, if you see that more than 5 times. So basically, first is basic checking the it is greater than 10 lakh. So next is content. So basically, we are using a switch case. So billing address. So if it contains anything, this one, right? So it will take as US. So based on that, we are checking with if condition. So basically, this two condition is passing, then it will be hot. Or else, basically, you check with this condition. If this condition is passing, then it will be warm. Or else, if it is false, it will be cold. So this is how the things works. So this one formula. So basically, if you want to call this in the basically in the contact object. So if you see in the account, right? So I'll just move to back to the account. So if you see fields and relationship, right? So basically, I want to show the lookup for it. So if we come from yeah, user lookup. Oh, no, sorry. From the contact, we are checking the lookup so that we can call the account. So in the contact, right? So we go to fields and relationship. So we have the account. So that is the lookup. So right now, if you want to call a account rating from the contact, right? So just you need to have this formula. So basically, just a cross object formula. So basically, just but sometimes the user says that we need a calculation from the account object for the account. So basically, in the contact page. So let's have the same formula. So let's see, this is being created here so that we don't get confused. So new formula is created. So just click on new, just to show as formula. So just click on formula, click on next. So I'll make the same rating. So basically, I'll say as account rating itself. So I added the account rating. So I need basically a simple test because we are using as a written type as test type. Click on next. So here, right? So just you are having the contact. So basically, if you go to advanced formula, right? So just click on insert. So account we have in the account rating. Just click on this. So automatically it will return that particular value. For that, just to add a description, I'll add some description for that. So this lot of time we use it. I'll use a blank here so that it will be blank if nothing is coming. So next, click on next. Lot of times, right, based on the lookup, right, we create a formula. Why? Because some fields will be required for that particular object. So we don't need of creating that field it in this particular object. So basically already it's there in the account. So just we need to call it. So that we are using a formula field so that we can display the particular value for it. Now if I go back and if I check for this particular account, I'll just go to a contact. Just click on the contact. I'll open any one contact. So let's see what is the account name for that. So account name is Derek. This one. So in the details tab, right? So basically the rating is 4. So this is basically calculated from the account. So now if I move back to the account also go to the details tab, right? So you can see the account rating as scored. Simple, a lot of times we use this. So the next is basically right. It should show the link. So basically I want to show the account name from here. And it should show the even the link. That I'm how to do it. So even that I'll show you basically by using a hyperlink. Give me 1 minute, I'll be back. Give me 1 minute. So this was one scenario. So now if I go back to account, so basically account region. Same thing, we have the scenario. So basically we want a formula that we written north, south, east, west, or center. So based on the area, right? So based on building state, right? A condition. So if building state is null, so then it will return as null if it is empty. So we have condition known as is blank. So remember this condition. So basically we have one condition known as is blank. So basically this is blank, right? So then it will come as null. So next is basically it contains anything. So basically it may contains any of this. So basically we are using a contains thing. So basically it will work as a basically the discussion regression operator. So it will check in the billing list if contains anything based on this thing, right? Billing, so that will be best. So center, east, so all the condition. If condition is billing address is this not, or some nothing it is there, then it will be other. So this is how the area account region is being calculated. So if you see, go to the account, right? So you can see the billing address. So billing address will have all the billing sheet and the system. So basically, if you see bottom right, so this says billing a country is the billing state. So right now it will consider the billing state. So whenever the billing state it has something related to this, so then it will show that particular east, west, or center. So that depends on the area. So basically, we should know which area we are. So right now, if I say this is there, yeah, it is there, yeah. So it will come in the center. So when I use this formula, right? So KS is there in this particular object. So basically, it should come in the center. So if you want to create it, I'll just create one region so that you will be able to understand. So very simple formula is there. So basically, it will check if it is blank. So it is blank, it is neutralized null. Or else if it is containing anything in this part, right? So it will the billing state. So then it will basically go with west. That can it is center, east, south, and basically north. And at last, some nothing is there in this, so then it will come as other. Very simple formula. I'm just creating it so that you are able to understand the things. So even this basically returns the test. So we can select test. So this will return as test system. So I'm just putting as test. Click on next. So I'll just paste the formula. Check the syntax. So I'll just put some description. So I'll make as test blank as fields as blank. So this was condition should basically should understand the condition. So right now I'm just adding it. So basically you should know how the is blank contents work so that it will be useful. So it's actually gone next. Next. So now if I move back to basically this account, right? I'll just refresh. So in the details tab, this should show me account region. So we see account region center. So based on this case. So this is how the things been be added to the account. So right now, if we see in this details, so if we see the state, it is NC. So I'll just refresh this. So if we see account region, yeah, it will come in the south. So NC is in the south. So if we want to see the formula, so if you see in the south, right, you can see NC. So this is thing how things works in the formula. So we have contact agency. So we want to select basically the contract status as activated now, or else it will show as null. So it will show basically the pick list value. So it will show now. Now basically it depends number of days. So basically it will say like contract is not activated, this field is blank. So the formula contains number of days. Now it will show number of days when it was being activated. So it is not activated, then it will show as none. So contract, I don't know, like that has particular value. First of all, let's just check the field is present or not. No, we don't have that field. So we want to create, we can create a field known as active and deactive. So later we can add the formula. So this is basically now basically represents basically right now number of days in the return time. So we'll see the different things, how the things works in the later part. So since I don't have this particular field, I'm not activating it right now. So that it will show. So basically this minus this date. So now date is minus this date, it will show the return value, or else it will return up, it is activated. So just it will correct, calculate the number of days. This is like today minus the activated date. So let's see how the things works, how the scenario works. So even if you want to practice, just create a field known as pick list as status. So make it as activate, deactivate as a pick list value. Create one more field as activated date. So that is basically create a data type as date. So if you want to have this contact, just create one more contract line as one more field. So then just type this formula. So you can see the this value is being calculated on. Just try this. So if you are facing something, let me know so that I can help on it. So very simple. It's just you need to create in the contract this particular object, right? Sorry, not this object. Contract object. So we need to create three fields. One is basically we need to create a field with the pick list as a status. So basically you need to have only the status. So type as status. Don't put the whole thing. Just put as status. So automatically it will show as a contract status. You can put. So contract status. So basically pick list value activated, deactivated. Two pick list value. And one more create a contract active date, activated date. So take the type as date and just save it. And later create one more basically formula field. So that will return as string a number of days. So you can take it as a string as a number because it will return number also. So number of days it will show. So once you get a rows, just check it is working fine or not. So next is media service. So media service basically hyperlink. As I said, right? So hyperlink is very important in any of the thing. Was as a thing, right? So basically, a lot of times we use a formula instead of formula is basically why we are using formula is basically one thing is that it will not store huge data. Basically, the bandwidth of it. So basically, it will store is in the bytes. So if you use a fields right now, if I say the integer, so basically look up integer will store like 8 bytes. So if it is form like other types, so double integer, long integer, so that always basically store in a lot of bytes. So formula right will store in a bits so that it will be easy to take it. So now it is basically one more thing is basically the hyperlink we said. So this is one of the important. A lot of time we use it in various scenarios. So in the account, so this formula creates a link to BCCI news. So based on the account name. So based on the account name, it will be showing us the BCCI information. Let's see how this works. So I don't know if it will support or not. Let's see if this is supporting in our scenarios. Same thing we have Google. So with the name, so it will go to the Google with the name. So we have Google News search. So based on the name. So this is all related to the account name. So let's try one and two so that it will be, let's see how the things works for the account. Later you can try in yourself. So what I'll do, I'll just go to the account object. This basically to how to use a hyperlink. So this is a syntax, use a hyperlink. So we are going to have the link and the basically the URL. So basically this will be our title. I'll show how the things looks like. So once you create it, you are able to understand. So I'll just create a new formula. So in the formula, I'll make it as okay, BCCI news search. So this will return as test for us. So next. So we are creating one very simple formula which is basically hyperlink. So if you want to see the formula hyperlink is there, so you can come here. You see in the bottom, you see it's hyperlink. Just double click on that. So in this, we have should use the URL user friendly name and the target. So basically, if you want to use a target, you can use it. The target is basically the blank or basically self. So blank is basically when you click on that, it will open in a new tab. It is by default, it will be opening the same tab. So this formula is there. So this formula doesn't have like black on it. So we should have the hyperlink with this condition, and one more is basically the any friendly, like basically friendly name. So whatever the user need to understand. What right now, just copy this and just replace. So in this, we didn't add the target. So target is not mandatory. So we want to add a target. So basically, sometimes the customer says that once I click on this, it should open in a new tab. So then we can go with the target as blank underscore blank. You can check the status. So if you see in this right, name field is added here using a concatenation. So if you see this, this is a hyperlink. So this is the overall link. In that, basically the name field is been added. So once I click on this particular search right, so if the particular person has in this URL, then only to show that particular URL. Or I'll just add some description. And I'll make it as blank so that if nothing is present in the name, so then it will come as blank. So by right now, this condition should not fail because name field is mandatory. Yes. Just click on save. If I go back to the account and refresh, so we added as what as name as BCI news. So if it has, then it will show it, or else it will show as invalid. So if I go to details tab and come down, yeah. So if you see right, hyperlink is being created. So with direct, if you see right URL in the bottom when I say view right, see in the bottom there's a blank line. You can see that the URL. So that outcome, if you see Q is equal to that particular name. Now if I click on this, so okay, by default it will open in a new tab. So sorry, that particular name is not found yet here. So since that name is not found yet, it will show basically the is not shown. So right now, just to have one more field, let's go with basically the Google search. So let's see the Google search will search that particular name or not. So what I'll do, I'll just go to account. This is just to understand how the formula field works. So basically, you should see there will be hyperlink. So right now, whatever we created, there is no hyperlink here. So here we hyperlink so that it will once you click on that, it will redirect to that particular page. That's the main concept. So I'll just create one more field as formula. Click on next. So what is the Google search? So from Google search, a lot of times we get the Google search. So let's see it is getting invalid or not. So I'll just use as a test. So click on next, same formula. So we're just changing the URL. That's it, nothing else. And just click on okay. So I'll say Google search. Just put no issue. So it's not mandatory to add any permission. I'll make it as blank. Please no. So just click on next, next. Click on. So this is just to understand the concept. So I'll just go back. I just refresh. So once I refresh, then if I go to details tab, if I come down, Google search, sometimes to be just computer. Push. Yeah, it is showing here. So as a Google search, it will take time. So because I'll just click it from here. So once I click it, right. So basically in the URL it will show us. So direct click. So basically it will not search us. So actually the conditions should basically search based on that. So what I'll do, just put google.com and search that name. So just click on save. So this page should come because it should redirect on that. The formula is proper, but we need to have this overall big list one. So this is just a formula how it will redirect. That's it. Nothing. Don't concentrate on more on that. It's just to understand how the things works. So next is case. Basically, we have seen the case a lot of times. So right now within the server, if you want to call it. So basically, right, we say as a case management formulas. So basically, server name. So calling that particular server name. So basically we are passing the ID, phone number. So this lot of times we use in third party. So basically if you say that local host we have created. So right now if I use this formula, so it will not work because we don't have any server right now. So if we are using any API conversion style, so basically we want to pass the ID. So that ID we can pass. If you're passing the phone number for that, we can pass the phone number. That particular URL. So we have one more. So basically the date, basically to change the color. So for basically we say as case category. So test is formula, basically I declare low green depends on the case. So we need to create one, basically a custom field known as days open. So if it is greater than 20, then it will be red. Days open if greater than 10, then it will be yellow, or else it will be a green. So by default. So this is basically the case if condition. So if this is working, then this, or else you need to show the green. So if you want to create, you can create one field, so in the account object or any other object. So you can see this photograph formula is working kind of lot. We'll revisit because a lot of formulas in the future I need to basically we are working on the lot of basically in the practical section. So just this is just to show the condition, that's it. So next is basically we have case data. So basically if it is blank, then what? If this is blank, then what? So or else make it as into 50. So right now what will happen? Right now if I say this, so problem number is if you think it is has 5 value and this has 10 value. So first of all it will check as blank. No, it is not blank. So it will come. So if it's not blank, then it will come as 1. Since it's not blank, 1. So right now plus this will check. So it is blank. No. So it will not come to 0. It will come as 1. So the 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 into 550 is, so basically 100. 2 5 are 10. Yeah, 100. So the answer is 100. So if you're using as if any number, so it may be any number. So if it may be 5, 10, 20, 30. So if you think now it is blank. So problem number is number of is this is blank. So then you take it as 0. So 0 plus 1. So then it will return as 50. So this is how the things works. So just a condition. Yes. So this is if condition. So basically is blank. So next is case. So basically we say as basically if we are learned on while condition, right, or a switch condition. So we use a case. So this is true for this condition. This is true for this condition. Then we'll go with specific value. So basically product patch is there. So the product patch has this particular thing. Any of this. So then it will come as special of the day, or else it will return empty. So if you want to have one more condition, you can put as comma other value. So like other. So this same thing we have seen in the case even in here. So basically this billing address is anything of this, right? So then it will take as US. So it may be anything. So then it will assign that case has US. Same thing in this particular condition, right? So if the product punches anything, so basically it may be any of this. So then it will take as first. So a lot of times we use this case summary. So sometimes what happens, it may be a test contents or something that is being pick list. So if 5 pick lists are same, then we say, okay, this is a thing. And the remaining 5 are different, then okay, this is a thing. So that time we use this case. Same thing like problems. So problem is memory or suggestion to cars or this any of these problems, right? So then the return type will be empty. So basically, this is how the case works. So how the case works. So if I say that now, if I say that I need to have a result like 5, 10, 20, 30 to 40. So all things should come as, so basically if I say right, like 85, 90, 95, 100. So this value should come as 8 A plus grade. So then we can go with even if condition. So basically if this particular person is. So one more thing is that a lot of times we use the formulas, right? So that time basically we can use a switch case. So which you need to define some specific value. So we'll work in this. So basically, what you should know how the syntax works. So basically, we are creating a case. We are adding the field so that basically it will be a pick list value or it may be a return value. But main thing is should be this particular contains this particular thing. So then basically it will show this particular value. So simple commission. So last time we have seen this how to calculate the commission. So same thing if you want to have a commission amount for opportunity, right? So we can have a same commission. So if you want to go with a flat 2% commission. So this all formulas depends on the stage. Same thing we had done it last time. So what we have done, we done with 10% basically. So that is 0.1%. So the year is like flat 2%. So basically flat is something that should be exactly 2%. So we'll go with the round. So basically it's like account into zero point zero 0.02. So if it is around, so comma 2 is basically the decimal points for that. So it should be within that. So it should not take more than that. So now right now what will happen, right? Amount is basically like 10,000. So it will be like 10,000. So zero point zero 0.02, it is over there just showing the calculator. You're able to see the calculator. So, I'll just research. Okay, you're able to see the calculator, right? I'll just show the calculation. So right now, if you think that amount is basically like 15. So now into 0.02. So is equal, it will be, okay, this will 0.03. Now, basically decimal 2 is something that I'll just use little bit more so that we can understand. I'll just put as 15, 1,15,000 into 0.02.
Shahid, we are unable to see that calculator.
Yeah, okay, fine. I'll just use it. Now you're able to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now what I done, I just added like 1,50,000 into basically amount everything so much. So 0.02. So it will be like okay 3,000 in this. So should be decimal to, so decimal contains decimal, it will be like decimal to, or else I'll add some random value. So I don't want to see, but 0.02 will convert it. Yeah. So right now, if you see that there's a zero point 0.7 here. So basically, your two is there, right? So should take consider only the two decimal. Now, if you think that 75, then 75678, some value will be there, right? In the calculation after this. So this two is basically it's considered 75, not after that. So you should consider only the two values after this one. Because of that, we are adding it. So this what will do, it will round and it will check if it is having this particular value. So then only the formula will be calculated, or else it will be taking as 0. So let's add this formula so that it will be clear for you. What I'll do, I'll create one more. So this formula is the for the opportunity object stage name. So what I'll do, I'll go to opportunity. So we have round, floor, and other things also in the formulas. So just create a new formula. Sorry. So I'll use the same name. So this is a formula, right? So you can use the currency as return type. Return type will be like closed. So I want. So you can use as currency. So click on next. What I'll do, just copy and paste because already the fields are present. Whenever stage name is closed one, so then this formula should go. I'll not add any description. But fine. So if you want to add, I can add the description as this. So now if I go back to the opportunity, related opportunity, we use this opportunity. So we just go with the details. So it should show the basically commission of this. So right now if I see right, so it will show 4,700. So calculation is already closed, it is showing. Now if I change this to this I've seen last time also. By changing to something else. So basically it will show as 0. Now I'll just guys the closed one is also. So it will be calculating. So right now our amount is basically 2 lakhs 35,000. So it will be into 0.2. So if I see the calculator, let's see this calculation is working fine or not. Into 0.02. So it will show 4,700. So this is 4,700. So right now, since we don't have any decimal, so that 0 point, sometimes we are using some decimal value, right? Since that times, basically we should consider two values. So we should round up that particular value. So this is how the formula, basically simple formula works. Same thing if you want to see the amount is basically greater than 0. So basically 9% of commission. So then you can show as 9% or as 0.8% commission. So a lot of times we use these conditions if you want to show this. So if the commission is basically is like 10,000 is greater than or equal to. So basically we say as greater than or equal to, then yes or else false. One more is that maximum. So use the maximum percentage into price. So it will calculate the maximum value of that particular price. So if it has maximum value of this, then it will basically have this particular maximum value calculation. So this is just to calculate the maximum value formula. So basically, if nothing is maximum, then it will take as 100 as maximum. So right now maximum is 100. So above that something is there, that particular maximum will take. So right now we have three conditions. So commission percentage, price with discount. So it will check these three values. So 1, 2, 3. So among this, which is the maximum value, so that will return. So this already we have seen. So last the first example I've shown you. So how we are calculating lookup field in the contact. So in the contact object, if you want to show the percentage, the discount percentage, so basically account dot how we are calculating. Same thing if you want to have a account name, so account dot name. So now this you should remember. It's like how to take from the lookup. Well, basically, when the relationship starts, right, I'll explain in the deep, but you should know how to use the formula field. So from the lookup field, how you're calling the particular value. I'll show in a lot of scenarios how you can check. So basically, I'll show in the schema builder also how the lookup field looks like. So related part. Same thing if you want to have an account name, phone number, or a rating. So basically, in the case, so it is hot to hold. So if anything is there, it's like not related to that. So they are using a case condition here. So if you want to have a website, so a website is null. So basically if condition. So left position of that, so basically we are saying it will remove and it will make it as HTTPS instead of HTTP. So this is basically the left position. So if you say website, seventh position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So to start from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the seventh position and left of 8 position. So basically it should have the 8. So basically it will check it is having HTTP or HTTPS. So then basically it will click here or else hyperlink will be HTTPS with the website and the click here. So this is basically just to understand how the URL look like. So if you want to have a LinkedIn profile, so basically hyperlink. So this is a profile addition. So if you want to have a LinkedIn in that particular, just to add the LinkedIn your contact information. So basically the first name and the last name is the keyword. So that this will work as a formula field. So this I'll visit back. So basically once you're basically creating a new button and link, right? So that time basically we can use that. So this basically we are adding the button. So if you want to see this particular thing, right? So basically you can go to the contact. So in the contract, they're saying go to the basically the button. So we have new action. So I didn't discuss on this. So once I start discussing on this, mostly I'll just teach you how to create this. So just to show that we can go to that particular buttons and action, create new button on link. So just to show that I'm just creating it, new button on link. And inside that, basically we are having basically link as a label. So let's add some description. So in this, we have direct formula to be added here. So we want to have some formula for this. Basically, a lot of times we use a button. So basically, it will open our new component. So if we are creating for our application, or else even we can add the basically to redirect it. So we have a simple formula here. So basically, it will go to the hyperlink. Basically, it will search for the keywords. So contact first name and the last name. So right now, based on the contact details, it will open that particular LinkedIn profile for that particular user. So I'll just add that profile. You can check the condition. So there's no error. So I'll just click on save. So right now we didn't add in the page layout. So what I'll do, just edit. So we can preview it. Just click on preview. So if it's preview, right, it will redirect to that particular link. So this particular contact, okay, we can't use directly. So we should get the contact name. Wait a minute. So what we do, we'll go to the page layout. So right now we didn't add, so basically simple contact page layout. So we need to have the buttons. So we created the LinkedIn link. So we have created the custom button. Yeah, we have created the custom button. Just try to drag and drop it. So custom link, you can add it. This bit here. Come with the custom link itself. That's the custom. So I'll just click on save. And I'll go to the contact page. Just click on contacts. So we are revising that new buttons and template. So just right now, just showing this thing. So I want to see the LinkedIn link. Yeah, so it's custom link. So we can see a link. So just click on that. So right now you can see in the URL. Okay, so to redirect. Yeah, we can redirect. Yeah, I want to view the page. So this is just a condition. Yeah, but page doesn't exist. So basically, ADI uh, joy basically, and so basically we don't have any page for that. So because of that, it shows page is not finding. So you can see any other contact. So if it has particular, or else you can create your own contact and check it is working fine or not. So this is just to have a LinkedIn link. So basically how the formula field is working in the new tab button. So next is basically identifying. So basically left trim, left last name. So five. So basically sometimes as a user, right, they say that this string need to be trimmed. So that time we can use a trim. So basically the left from the left five, right, it will trim. So basically it will add as a dash, and the right accession after the four, it will be adding it. So this scenario I'll show you in the real time example, so that how the trim works and the related part. So next is the case is already I've seen. So basically how the case works. So it is work, then make it as W. It is a phone, make it as H. It is uh, basically home phone or basically H, then basically not for mobile phone. So this is all the condition we are going to add it based on this. So we have priority. So basically all condition. This all condition already we have seen. The value is rating hot, right? Then contents title. So if the title contains executive, then P1. So or condition it is warm and the this title contains VP, then P2. So this is like priority 1, 2, 3 or 3. If nothing is there, then it will go to 3. So basically or condition, then it will check or else it will go to 3. So Yahoo ID. So if you want to have a Yahoo ID, so we can have a Yahoo creations. We have already account. So you need to have the hyperlink and this particular link. So Yahoo name and the Yahoo name it will be creating based on the name it will be passing it. So this all scenario just to understand how the hyperlink works. So dynamic address formatting. So basically, if you want to format the address, right? So basically, country name. So right now, if you see the address, right? So it will be like we go to account, right? Yeah. So if you see in the billing address, so it would be in this order. So once I click on this, it will show in the separate, separate, separate. So if you want to combine that, so basically you can combine that based on the usage cases and you can add it. Basically, in a single formula case. So I don't want to concentrate and confused on that. So basically, we'll go with simple formulas and the things. So once you have been practicing that, you'll understand in the team how the things works. So same thing, we have telephonic country code. So basically, based on the case, we can add the telephonic country code. So unformatted phone number is this. So if you want to check basically the middle number is proper or not, so then basically we can pass this particular formula. I don't want to consider because we are not going formatted with mobile number with America. So if you want to have particular formulas, we'll do it in the college management system, all of this particular thing. So today's that's it. So I don't want to go on the more a lot of things I have discussed. So it may be a little bit confused. But still don't be more confused because I just want to show in the high level how the formulas I created, how the things works. So tomorrow also we are going in the deep in the formula itself. So I want to complete this overall concept because you need to understand how the things works in the formulas. So once this is done, mostly we can move to the validation tools. So just practice it. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. So you can create your own formulas and the related part. Don't get very much confused. Basically, just a simple formula it is. But I'm just going to into the deeper because all the concept of the formula, basically the keywords like contains, is null, case, mainly keywords is hyperlink. So or else we can go with and condition, if condition, or so all these keywords you should basically remember. Then based on the scenarios, we are going to practice it. So that's it for today. So if you want to discuss anything else, you can ask.
Hello, Shahid.
Yeah, hi.
We also need to do parallelly, or you're just showing for a
So right
training.
now, this is just for training, but you need to practice this, okay? Some formulas, not all formulas, at least practice at
For
least two things.
practice means we also create that all
Yeah,
formula.
not all formulas. So basically one, two, three formulas so that you should understand how the if condition works, how the case condition works. So later in the college management system, I'll give some tasks so that you yourself are able to create it based on the
Okay,
condition.
okay, Shahid.
So because of that,
Thank,
I'm just going with the high level thing right now.
okay, Shahid. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, fine. Enjoy your day. So some things I just put in the WhatsApp or we can discuss even tomorrow. So don't get confused. Lot of things what there. So basically we'll revisit in the basically our own app that will be clear on the things how the things works. So just take relax and practice a little bit so that it will be useful. Thanks everyone. Yeah, goodbye.